Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing an exquisite 2020 model year limited edition of 50 pieces in black DLC stainless steel. This is the Moser Cie Endeavour Tourbillon Concept Vantablack, featuring the least reflective material in the world on its dial, a handsome case with a diamond-like carbon scratch-resistant coating, stainless steel base, 42 millimeters in diameter by only 12 millimeters thick from lug to lug, 48.2 millimeters, with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and the timepiece is easy to wear on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and I will show you that. My wrist is a little bit on the small side for a guy, and you can see the further we get away from the camera, the better it looks in proportion to the rest of my arm. Being domed on its flank and only 12 millimeters thick, it's a good match for a tight sleeve or a dress cuff, and you can see across my wrist, that is down the barrel, the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist, so I think you could really wear this watch on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Taking a look at the hardware and the software, as I am wont to do, we see first a large rectangular scale alligator leather strap. It is a semi-gloss black with a black monotone stitch. You can see sheer-sided construction showing the layers of leather, and then on the underside a wonderful red suede material to make it silky and soft against the wrist. And it's matched with a feature we don't often see on Moser watches, a full deployant clasp. Now what happens here is you press the two triggers, and unfortunately this little tag is in the way here, and then you pop it open. A double folding clasp. You can see it's alternately media blasted and polished internally, and then you can appreciate that it has a twin trigger system so that this steel clasp cannot accidentally pop open. You have to release it via the triggers first. Since most Moser watches only feature a pin buckle, that is a luxurious piece of insurance against dropping your watch. That's what a full deployant clasp does for you. It prevents you from dropping your watch. Moser makes its cases by machining and then hand finishing, and that's how they get these lovely recesses within the lugs. All Moser case bands are a little bit unconventional because of their depth. I also like the alternation between polish and the vertical satin finish of the case band. You can see that the bezel is concave all the way around, and then it actually extends a little bit at 6 and 12 o'clock. The crown, which is Moser branded, is inverse conical and sharply knurled for easy grip. And then you can see there are blackened leaf-style hands on the Vantablack dial base. And we'll talk a little bit about Vantablack. It absorbs more light than any other material, which means you almost can't get the full benefit of it with the sapphire in place, as it looks bottomless, like you're staring into a singularity. It absorbs 99.965% of light, meaning it's special. Now, the dial, completely unadorned. This is what Moser calls a concept dial. No maker's mark, no statement of origin, no national signature at 6 o'clock, no indices, no printing, nothing. All you have are the hands and then the Flying Tourbillon. We need to talk about the Flying Tourbillon. You can see that it is also blackened to match the dial, as the upper portion of the tourbillon cage has been blackened. But what you can't quite see is that the tourbillon is extensively hand finished. You can see that the stud holders are both black polished, and then there's satination on the top of the tourbillon cage with beveling on its side with a number of black polished screws. A 1-minute tourbillon, it makes a single circuit every 60 seconds. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and as it is a flying tourbillon, there's no upper bridge to block your view of this exquisite mechanism. Moser's making every part of the watch. They make the hairspring, the balance, and the escapement in-house at their precision engineering subsidiary. Note 2 hairspring studs. They are 180 degrees opposed, so in order to truly cancel out gravity, being diagonally opposed, or I should say it is horizontally opposed here, the watch is diagonal, they are always going to act opposite with respect to gravity. So one is in a position to speed up, the other will be in a position to slow down, so they cancel out the effect of gravity on the timing of the watch. That is rare, a tourbillon designed for precision. Shouldn't be that way, but it is. As you can see, a limited edition, 50 pieces, a bidirectional magic lever-based winding system that's super efficient, powers up a 72-hour, 3-day power reserve. You can see on the underside, the tourbillon is actually mounted on a ceramic ball bearing for efficiency and a broad planted base. The rotor itself also turns on ceramic bearings. All of this is 30 meters water resistant, and you can see on the Tourbillon watches, there is a golden chaton fixing the arbor of the barrel, a nod to the way pocket watches were made during the 19th century and early 20th century at H. Moser Cie, the historic version of the company. Screwheads are black polished. There is a mechanical chamfer on the edge of the bridges. The Tourbillon carriage, however, is entirely hand-finished. You can also see screwheads have been blackened, and there's a lovely double-crested, double-wave Côte de Genève across the bridges. Another feature that I'll call out is the fact that if you look on the back, you can see the underside of the Tourbillon. The bottom bridge has also been blackened to match the dial. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.